All right, Mopar people, welcome back to the channel. I'm just Mopar Joe. I realized recently, with the help of JonnyMopar, that I had forgot to give you one of the special tips and tricks to improving the performance and longevity of your small block Mopar. Jonny was able to share with me a vehicle that he bought, and he found this issue after the fact. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Here is the 360 that I'm building for the Project Ramcharger Revival piggy bank horsepower build, basically. So all this is kind of done on the lower end of building, a little bit less expensive practices and stuff, but cleanliness is always important, and improving the engine oiling. But this is not just an improvement, this is just making it as good as factory. So starting through here, we're running out, we're going through, gets filtered back into the engine. If I shine my light through here, there we go. And that makes a 90-degree turn through that channel there, just above that freeze plug. And then it tees off. You can see the tee off area here. Some goes up, some goes across and up, etc. So where's the big issue? Well, we're getting really close to it. So after we make our way up to the cam tunnel, you'll see we have plugs here. Let me flip our block over. Now you follow us. See our oil hole coming up from the crank to the cam. Through our line here is where we get an oil pressure sender or gauge. You can follow that line right there. And we're going to fill up this lifter galley. So she fills, and you can look through. This one doesn't have the plug in it yet, but it will. There she is. Oil also goes down there. So, what about this galley right here? And I thought this was a good story to share. I'm glad. I like learning from others. A plug goes right there. I've known the plug goes right there forever. And you have to take out the larger plug to get to that plug. See, it's all the way through. That has to be plugged off for this side to keep its oil pressure. Jonny bought a truck. It didn't have that plug in there, but the engine would start, it would run, and he said after it got hot, it'd get down to about 7 pounds of oil pressure. And if you revved it up, it would gain oil pressure again. But it was losing all the oil out of that hole there, and it would still show oil pressure on the gauge because the gauge hooks up back here. So to a more direct source than this, right? And you see a lot of guys do the oil modification of running a tube across from one side to the other, or restricting the oil through here. There's some really good videos on that out there. This is just a good street built Ramcharger here, but I want to show you the pictures of what Jonny put up, or what he shared with me. I want to show you the pictures of what Jonny shared with me here. And you can kind of see someone tried everything, and this was a fresh rebuilt engine. And to gain access to that, they had to go through the distributor hole without pulling the top end off the engine. Went through the distributor hole and was able to get that plug back in. He said the oil pressure was restored just like it should be. I realize that's a quick, simple, and easy tip I probably should have shared in the other video series from 3 years ago or whenever it was, but I got my block back from the machine shop. It already had all the freeze plugs, all the oil galley plugs, cam bearings, everything was ready to go in it, so I never thought another thing about it. But be sure you put that plug in along with all the others. I appreciate y'all watching, and thanks to old JonnyMopar. If y'all can go check him out, his channel is called JonnyMopar. I appreciate y'all watching, and we're going to build up the 360 next.